Well, good evening and welcome to season two, episode. I don't really know, Corey. Paige would know, and I don't know. It's big. We're deep into season two. Cattle Drive Live. How are you, man?
Hey, doing good. Doing good. How's things in Oklahoma? Playing a little baseball?
We have played baseball today. Yeah, exactly. It's OYE season for us. That gates opened up today. Hudson and the Morton boys and Jake, they left out this morning to go set stalls up, and I went and picked up herd bulls, and Grady stayed home and played a baseball game. So uh, cool in Oklahoma. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice up here today, really,
What
for
about?
a March day.
I got you. You on the road? Still bull sale season in South Dakota, I'm guessing.
Yep. Had Styles Angus sale today up north there, and
Gotcha.
his family had a great sale. You bet.
Hmm. Well, you talk about a fun episode. We've talked about all the upcoming stuff we've had in the last few weeks. It's been good, but I don't know the two we have on here tonight. I don't know that you get any more mainstream than these two gals, do you?
Boy, yeah, it's going to be a big gathering to watch it, and it'll be sure one of the more entertaining ones that we've ever put together. I fully believe.
Oh, I'm telling you, I made a few phone calls today while I was on the road and picked a few people's brains, and along the way, they kind of picked their archives in their phones for some good photo moments for these two. I'm excited to show off some of our probably more higher end journalism that we've ever had.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm pretty pumped. And so, hey, this episode we'll visit about it right now, and at the end is brought to us by Bloomberg Cattle. Jake Bloomberg, Blake Bloomberg, that's having an fall-born genetic sale tomorrow. My notes say Tuesday, March 8th on Show Circuit Online Sales. Uh, the sale is comprised of three breeds: Angus, Simmental, and Hereford. Proven cow families behind these cows. They're selling Berwick semen, Merritt semen, a 60-day lease on the good halftime bull. Jake did point out that there is something for everybody, including a zebra-legged donkey. He was telling me that was out of some kind of proven genetics too. That
Yeah,
from
I think
Iowa.
yeah, he was mentioning that he was pending. Pfizer has the DNA right now on that donkey, but he was pretty sure that it was going to come back that was a direct daughter of that Tammy cow, Jared Boyers.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like it is. Yeah, he was really solid on the thought that that was going to come back that way,
Yep.
and so he wasn't real sure if it was going to be a bad chicken, Tammy,
Yep.
or if it was just going to be some other neighbor bull, but
Yep.
not sure. But hey, all jokes aside, the Bloomberg crew knows how to bring the quality. Jake was busy tonight. We thought we were going to have him on a drive marketing, and just as it is, the guy's just busy. He says a one-man band around there. He said he can't hardly get Blake to do the physical side, but he said, hey, you guys talk about it. Tell them about this sale on SC Online Sales coming up, and I have talked to him a few times. He's pretty pumped up about this set of fallborns, Corey.
Oh yeah, and in terms of Simmental donor cows, Angus donor cows, I mean, sure, one of the better stops in the country. I saw on Facebook today. He's got a direct daughter, Amari, on there. That's sure to be a sale highlight for sure. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Exactly. And their dog broke. Their kid broke. But hey, hop on there tomorrow night, Tuesday, March 8th. The Bloomberg Cattle Fallborn genetic sale, live cattle sale there as well. So SC Online Sales, Bloomberg Cattle. So hey, what about coming up this week? Current events within agriculture, man. I mentioned it earlier. OYE fires up today. It's 10 days of action-packed stuff for the state of Oklahoma. So
Oh yeah, Yeah, but are the heifers first this year or the steers?
Yeah, so the heifers will be all the breeding animals go
Yep.
first. The heifers will move in here later this week, and then as the
Yep.
gilts move out, the heifers move out. It's
And
actually
the
packed, and
steers,
it
steers will move
closes
in next
down
week.
with. I'm going to do my best to try to record some of this market animal deal that they do, and they picked that champion drive there at OYE for those market animals with the limousine, the smoke, the lights, the red carpet. You can find it on Facebook. It's everywhere. You need to experience that one time, not just because it's from my state, but man, you talk about the trophies come falling out of the sky real slow, and the smoke and the lights, and all the kids get to ride the limo in there. It's pretty neat stuff. So
Oh yeah.
anyway,
Yep.
hey, we were visiting earlier. Tell me a little bit about this grain market that comes.
Yeah, it's the hot topic up here at bull sales this last week. These grain markets are going nuts. We're seeing corn over $7, soybeans over $16 a bushel, and wheat up over $14 a bushel. And with those high commodity prices, we're seeing diesel, petroleum products going up, and fertilizer prices are soaring right with them. So it's an exciting time in agriculture price wise, but boy, the input costs are coming along with it. So it'll be one of these days we'll have to get our agriculture or commodity price expert on and decipher and make sense of this deal, because it's an exciting time in agriculture from the crop side, but it's scary at the same time for sure.
Yeah, speaking of that, we might need to reach out to old Donnie Ray and see if he kind of fell off the map about Fort Worth time. He said he threw his back out down there doing something. I might reach out and see if he's healthy enough to be on next week and make some light of that. So,
Yeah.
but hey, let's move on to somebody else that probably threw his back out loading a semen tank or something. If you ask him, he was working. Chances are he just slipped on the ice or pedaling around. There he is. Look at him in Saltgrass Steakhouse. Looks like, hi, Kent Jakey.
No. Hi, guys. How are you? No, I'm actually in Pawnee City, Nebraska tonight, live from Pawnee City, Nebraska at Shirley's place. I actually had a bull sale in Cortland, Kansas today, but I made it over here to Pawnee City today to deliver semen to a couple customers, and they brought me to dinner. So we're sitting here in Shirley's place in Pawnee City, Nebraska. Great little old restaurant right here in this little old town of about 1,000 people. And that's the joy about what I get to do, as I get to go to places like this on my travels. So,
Okay.
Yeah. Were you at any bull sale, or how'd the bull sales go down there this week?
yeah, I left Thursday and went up to Manhappiness and had K-State's bull sale on Friday. Of course, it was Cattleman's Day there at Kansas State, but one of the highlights of that sale was we sold a Hereford bull for $43,000. A bull that they call him KSU Land Grant. He is a Genesis son that goes back to a leader daughter that came out of the Kevin Jensen program. Big, stout, burly bull. Just a big bone, big, stout bull, green-eyed bull. ST Genetics, along with Delaney Herefords in Minnesota and Perez Herefords in New Mexico, purchased the bull. And record-setting bull for Kansas State University, record-setting animal at $43,000. So you'll be seeing that bull and promoted across the country, but he is a pretty unique individual. So pretty excited about that. And then Saturday, I was telling Corey, Brett, I didn't get a chance to tell you this, but Saturday I got a chance to go out and run CCI.live at a Shorthorn bull sale out in western Kansas at Pawnee Rock, Kansas on Saturday. And I'm hoping Shane Van Zant's listening tonight, because I want him to put him on notice. I'm coming after his job. So
I'll bet he's scared.
Yeah, I bet he's packing his bag right now.
I really don't want his job. I'm just saying that I just have another talent that I found that I can do. So this whole semen thing don't work, I can go work for Christy.
Right. Well, there's no doubt about that. As much as you talk about them, though, that you wouldn't have to do CCI. You just have to sell one all night.
I know it. So then, and then Saturday, and then yesterday I ran up to. Yeah, yesterday I was in Pierce, Nebraska at Gateway Genetics for the Benish family and Craig Gaina, and we sold. I can't remember. I think there was about 75 bulls there, and we averaged right at 49.80. And then today at the black and white sale we had in Cortland, Kansas, we sell 182 bulls today for a 61.72 average. So it's been pretty good. These bull sales are pretty good, as Corey's found out too, aren't you?
Oh boy, yeah, they have been just the sky's the limit this year. There is no doubt about it. It's been wild. And then did you get Benishes?
Yeah, that was Sunday. That was Gateway Genetics yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Gateway. Yep.
Are you getting something funny across the screen, Brett?
No, Brett is locked up right now.
Oh, he's locked down. Oh, I got you. He's locked down.
He's getting off there and going to try to get back on here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So anyway, I'm actually heading home tonight. I hope to get home later tonight, this evening. I still got a couple visits to make yet, but I'm going to pack my tanks and I'm heading east tomorrow. So I'm going to be heading toward Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia. I'll be there by the end of the week, and I'll be back there for about 10 days before I go to the Ohio Beef Expo. So everybody back east, if you're watching, hey, I'm heading your way. I'll be there by Thursday probably. I'm going to be heading to Transova, Maryland, and restocking them. And then I'll be going to see everybody back in that part of the world. So look forward to getting on the road and doing this semen trip. And because the quicker we get it started, the quicker June comes, and the quicker I get to come home. So anyway, but I'm looking forward to bringing my reports from you.
Did you see that Brian Martin sale down there? That's still the brand sale.
Yeah.
Holy buckets.
Yeah, they sell a steer for $140,000. They sell a steer for $110,000. I mean, they
interest in a future donor calf, heifer calf for $95,000.
$95,000. Yeah,
70,
it was
70 head, average $13,270 for $926,800 gross on a steer.
Wow.
Well, that is selling the tar off them. And then that Mike Mims down there in Hereford, Texas, he sells 73 of them steers for $86.76. Sells 26 heifers for $43.70. He sells a Here I Am steer for $90,000 a full
90, yeah.
For that 2019 champion steer at Denver.
Denver, yeah.
We'll send to that one. Sold the hell out of it. And then Days, was it Ricky Day down there?
Ricky Days, that was Friday.
Yep, he sells 40 head for $89.80. That steer market in Texas is going to be on fire.
Why? Well, the shows were all so good and the sales were so strong that everybody's pretty fired up about the steer business in Texas.
Oh, yeah. And then Okoya Hereford's out there, Kyle and his family, 134 Hereford bulls, average 76.93, 68 yearlings, averaged 83. 44, 21 2-year-olds average 55.59, 45 fall yearlings. I guess the top seller off of them was 52.5. They sell 25 open heifers for a 4,034 average with a top 15. Another great sale out there for Kyle and his family. And then Brittany Kramer out there in Colorado, her family, Lazy JB, was last weekend, 38 bulls, average 68.53. Top seller is 16,000. 25 open heifers, average 24.28 with the top seller of 7,000. And then down there in your country, Jake, both you guys, Express Ranches, they had the big bull sale down there, 409 head of Angus bulls. You got to be in shape for that one, Jake.
Yeah.
Angus bulls average 8,064. top seller
Wow.
at 200,000. Rosetta Powerball son there. And then they sell 47 Hereford bulls to average 63.56, top of 55,000 on a Genesis son on the Hereford side of things. But great week of I got to give a shout out. We had a Red Angus sale Saturday, Shaggy Meadows there. Jared Dix sold one for 80 and one for 70. Had an average I think it was 9,200 on 45 head. Great
That's
sale.
right. That's
Shaggy
right. Just north.
Meadows. Oh, I
That's-
mean, baseball throws from the office.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Jared and his family. But great week of sales. Brad, are you hooked back up, man?
Well, I think I'm hooked up. I don't know what happened. I just don't know. But hopefully with this here, I was catching your sale reports. I was going to show cattle deal. I did talk to Katie this afternoon.
Yep.
The high selling steer out there for those guys.
Yep.
Was a Matador who was a full sib to the champion polled at Houston last year.
Okay. Yep.
So they were pumped up about that one being a Matador, bring 25,000. So, but anyway.
Well, sounds good. Thanks for hopping on here, Jake. Good to
you
see
bet,
you
guys.
as always.
Hey, and I'll be next week.
Hey, you saved
be
my
in
tail,
there.
Jake. Thanks.
Yep, that's fine. I'll be in an airport probably somewhere. I'll be going to Johnny Lee's bull sale next Monday. But
Okay.
I'll catch you from an airport wherever I'm at next week, and I'll be on my way back to Pittsburgh. I'm going to leave out of Pittsburgh to fly to Denver for his sale, and then go back to Pittsburgh, and then I'll finish up in Pennsylvania next week, the week after. So anyway, I'll see you guys next week.
Good seeing you. Oh, man, I don't know what happened there.
I was getting scared, man. I thought Jakey was going to
Looked
be.
like you guys made it just fine. So, what's up?
I thought we were going to have Jakey on there.
That is enough to make you. Oh, I can't believe that didn't make your computer glitch. So, but anyway, hey, segment 5. We're all the way to the meat potatoes. Took 17 minutes and 37 seconds to get here, but that's okay. We have the pleasure this afternoon to visit with what we've dubbed on social media's industry giants, but they are two of my favorite people. They're two of this industry's favorite people for sure. Miss Amy Cowan and Miss Lindsey Broek are with us tonight. They're one and there's two. Hi, ladies.
Hey, guys.
Hi there. Hi, Brett. Hi, Corey.
Hey, Amy, just because, what do you do when you see Corey and I today?
Today, probably get a little nervous.
Yeah, no, but what do you say now when you see us? What is it?
Cattle Drive Live.
Say it. Cattle Drive Live. I love it. I love it. Hey, Amy Cowan, the Director of Youth and Foundation at the American Hereford Association, and Lindsey Broek, who is the Editor Director of Shows, Communication, and Youth for the American Maine-Anjou Association. Two breeds of cattle who are near and dear to my heart. Two people on here tonight that follow the suit. Amy and Lindsey, welcome. In short, tell us what's going on currently at the Hereford Association, at the Maine Association, what we're getting ready for, yada, yada, yada. Kind of lay us out here and tell us what's going on.
All righty. Well, thanks so much for having us. We've been looking forward to this conversation, and should be a fun evening here. But anyway, this is an exciting time of year in our business. We are, I was just kind of doing the math. I think we're only 4 or 5 months away from our big events this summer, Junior National Hereford Expo, headed to Bluegrass Country. We'll be in Louisville, July 16th through the 22nd. And, last week we made a trip to Louisville. Lindsey and Riley and Bailey and myself all went out there and had a planning meeting with the facility. So I'd say we are definitely plans in motion for two great events. And it's kind of neat that we're both headed in the same direction. We can kind of do some things together, and definitely this time of year, it's really, we're done with the national shows and we can really switch gears and get ready for a big summer of events. So we've got, right now, as we're talking, our junior board's on a Zoom call. They're working on some plans, and we've got, scholarship applications are live right now. We've got kids applying for scholarships that will be given out at junior nationals. And I think just a real fun couple events in store for July. So we're excited to be heading that way. And I mean, Lindsey and I do a lot of behind the scenes work together as we get ready for these events. So it's definitely fun to be kind of planning our events together headed to Louisville.
Linz, what do you got going on the Maine side, getting ready for junior nationals right now?
Well, I think it's kind of unfair that I had to go after the wordsmith. So we'll do the same thing. Our junior national is only 102 days away. So like Amy said, we were able to go to Louisville and work on a lot of stuff. And, probably a little bit of that was us kind of sitting back and listening to their kind of checklist and being like, yeah, I think that could probably go on ours too. So, right now, we have an online sale that's coming up next week, and just raising money and kind of doing things like that. Echo what she says. May 2nd, quite a few deadlines, scholarships, junior board, all that stuff. My editor hat falls in there sometime in about mid-March-ish, April 1st. So we'll have to get a magazine out then too. But right now it's full steam ahead junior nationals. So Riley and I we're busy.
Yeah. Hey, after we kind of heard what you guys got going on and what your job titles are, we're gonna rewind this, and we're gonna learn about what you guys came from and where you grew up and kind of your background and what brought you to this stage of your life. Amy, we'll go first with you. You're an Iowa native. Tell us a little bit about where you grew up, kind of what your family's background is, and, your involvement with agriculture when you were younger.
All righty. Well, I grew up on a small family operation in Northwest Iowa, Quimby, Iowa, only about an hour away from where Lindsey grew up. So that was kind of a cool part to the story. I was active in 4-H. My family raised shorthorns. Oh, there we go.
Oh, no.
Wade did find a very nice picture. That's perfect. Yes. So we.
You grew up showing shorthorns, though.
Yes, I did grow up with shorthorns, and
it's right there.
Back in the day, we called it 3-gen shorthorns, and now they've since switched gears, and it's more of a commercial cow-calf operation. But that's where I got my start, was shorthorns. I ended up, showed those in high school and 4-H state fairs. Yeah, that was the state fair, I think, if I remember right. That was Ooh La La. And you can fast forward now, probably past that picture. And but no, we had some good times. With the shorthorn breed, and that's where I landed my first internship, was with the American Hereford Association. I went to college at South Dakota State, and I think when I started college, I was either going to be a dental hygienist or a nurse. I can't remember for sure, but it didn't take me long once I started at SDSU to realize that I wanted to go down the agriculture path and animal science, and got hooked up with the livestock judging team with Kelly Bruns, and I really did enjoy that path. I was an ag journalism major and double majored in animal science, and did my internship at the Shorthorn Association and landed my job at Hereford right after college in 1998. And I've been here since. I've, wore a lot of different hats at the Hereford Association, been doing this youth activities and foundation for, I think it's been right around 10 years now. And I really enjoy that. But that's kind of where I got my start. Just a 4-H kid from a small farm in Northwest Iowa.
So, Amy, the small farm in the northwest Iowa. I mean, that's just kind of cliche for. I grew up in the ag sector. Early on, did breed association involvement, was that ever in the back of your mind, or was that something as college got here and things like that?
You know,
Where
we
did that ever
you know,
come?
when
I
we
mean,
started down the shorthorn path, I think I really probably every month would race to the mailbox to get the latest issue of Shorthorn Country. And I did really follow that and, liked going to the sales and, always bought a heifer at the Iowa Beef Expo and things like that. So no, I wasn't on a junior board or anything like that, but just, with the background and, just the values instilled in me at an early age, just, farming. We raised corn and beans and, we had sheep and pigs and did a lot with horses growing up. And it was just kind of part of it. And we did everything, as a family. And it just was kind of instilled in me from day one. And I, did I always, as a little girl, think I'd work for a breed association? Probably not, but that's just kind of how it evolved. And it's been really good.
Well, Lance, it's your turn.
Can only
Tell
imagine.
us,
Lindsey, what about you? Tell us a little bit about early childhood.
So I also grew up in Northwest Iowa, Sioux Center, Iowa. When I guess I grew up on a farm. We lived in town until I was about 6 and then moved out to the country. And my parents, along with a few other people, had a small Charolais cattle herd. So I kind of showed some Charolais. I did kind of the market heifer thing. My real love, though, was playing softball in the summer. Yep. That would be the Iowa State Fair. And so then kind of like Amy, ended up going to SDSU. Didn't have any intentions of going there. I was going to be a nurse. But if you know me at all, my math skills aren't very good. So that probably wasn't going to work out for me in the long term. So ended up at SDSU. Took 2 days, and then I decided I better just switch to animal science because that seemed to be where some of the people that I had seen at different shows were at, and they looked like they were having a lot of fun. So I kind of migrated that way. Following SDSU, I guess I didn't really know what exactly I wanted to do. Went to a lot of shows, kind of did that whole thing. Helped Crepe Ranch, went with LeGrand, went with Sullivan Farms, kind of, just was any show that I could go to, I was happy to go to. But when I was in college, kind of how I ended up, I guess, here, Kyla Neschheim, at the time she was a senior and I was a freshman, and her and I were friends. And when she graduated, she got the job at the American Maine-Anjou Association. She's a few years older than I. So when I graduated, I actually, after an internship with Sullivan Supply, I had called John and said, John, I need an internship to graduate. So he kind of made me one and spent that summer in Dunlap, and then ended up working there for a few years before Kyla was ready to move on. And they called me and I applied, and I'm sure I probably was not prepared maybe, but really had, that was kind of the Sullivan Supply thing. And then, knowing that your friends did it and seeing how much fun they had with, the different breeders and things like that. That's probably how I ended up at the AMAA, and I got hired to be the editor. So I started off in the magazine, which my degree is in ag journalism. So that kind of fit the bill at the time. So here we are.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, and probably
So
not
in my
a lot of
travels
people know.
today,
Right, not a lot of people know that you guys lived together in the same house there in Missouri.
Yes, I'm a basement dweller in Amy's home. Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
Basement dweller in Amy's home. I gotcha.
Kind of a
so,
funny.
I guess we'll just jump a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. No, we'll jump. Hey, I actually like where Corey is going right there. So we'll just jump over a couple of questions and come back. That probably a lot of people don't know that you guys have been roommates. And talk about that real quick. How is that dynamic? I mean, you both run arguably the two of the best national junior shows, as we want to call them, for the kids in the summer with the Maine-Fords. How is that dynamic work? I mean, I know both of you are competitive.
Yes.
Do you just sit around and eat dinner and watch like Yellowstone and brainstorm all the time? I mean, I know it's not like your junior nationals are identical to each other. I mean, they're so different.
Well,
But I do notice one thing is
I think what's cool about it is, we have lived together probably 10 years, 10, 11 years. And, it's been great. And we both do the same things, but do different things. And I think we push each other and try to make each other better. I mean, I've learned a lot from Lindsey, and I hope she's taken some stuff away from me. And I just think it's been good, because I think we push each other to be the best we can. And I think there's been a lot of fun ideas come out of our conversations, around the kitchen table, and just we're always bouncing things off of each other. And there might be days we're a little frustrated, but I think we've just kind of found a good way to work together. And it's neat because at my junior national, we couldn't do it without Lindsey behind the scenes helping. And, when I have time, I try to go to hers and enjoy the Maine-Anjou stuff too. So that's just really been a fun dynamic. And I think it's made my job fun, being able to work together with her and be such good friends, and, just kind of work together at it.
I think kind of backing up what's kind of unique and sort of entertaining about all this is we probably grew up 15, 20 miles from each other. We end up at the same college. We end up in the same city, all these things. But I did not know Amy Cowan until I moved to Kansas City. And then I really had no intention of living in her basement forever and ever. But it just kind of, I'll kind of echo what she says. It's when we started doing, even on the editor hat. I mean, she was the editor of the Hereford World. And so when I first started, I went to her, and when I would be overwhelmed or something, she could talk me through it. And we've proofread more things for each other. And our junior nationals are similar, but they're still very different. I think one of the best things, though, is that we're able to, like she said, learn from each other. I go there and see something that we might want to do, and we can implement that a little bit differently. And, obviously we're not as big as they are, but I think really just the ability to learn from one of your best friends and mentors has been a really cool situation. And Amy is the voice of the Maine-Anjou Junior National, if you pay attention and listen. And there is nobody happier than Foo Amy.
Foo. Yes. Foo will forever be shown at the Maine Junior Nationals for sure. Yes, that's great. Hey, so Amy, today in my traveling, I picked the phone up and had the chance to visit with Craig Huffines. I called Craig, visited with Craig I knew he was there at the Hereford when you were hired.
Yeah.
And a little quick story. He was thankful that I called him and wanted to visit about you and all that you've done, but he was very quick to say, I'll tell you what I want to tell you, but when I'm done, I need you to call Joe Rickenbaugh, because Joe is technically the one that discovered your talent. And he said the thing about Amy that he liked the most when he interviewed you was your willingness to learn. You were organized. He just went on and on and on. He said, but we technically hired her for a marketing spot at the magazine. He said, Joe Rickenbaugh comes on a year later. And he said, Joe came in his office one day and said, now listen, I know I'm new here and I'm not trying to run the show, but there's a girl you have in the marketing department that's not doing what she's good at, and I need her on my team. And so Joe echoed him. He said, I'm telling you, we had no clue what we had got with Amy when we hired her. But everything that made Amy what she was then is the reason why she excelled at what she's doing now. And you've moved into your relationship building, your people skills. I mean, they just were, everybody had the same exact thing to say about you. But I learned something. I had no clue you were hired on as the magazine first.
Oh yeah, and I started when I started. I think some of my first jobs were just the field men would go to the shows and they'd bring back the rolls of film from the photo backdrop, and I'd sit there for days and ID those photos, and that's kind of how I learned who people were in the breed, because I didn't really know a lot of Hereford people at the time. So I ID'd photos and wrote press releases, and then before too long, I kind of picked up a camera and started. I went to my first junior national in 1998, I think it was, and that was in Springfield, Illinois. And they gave me a camera, and at that point, I just took candid photos, and I loved it, and I met so many people, and that's really how I started. And I always loved the event part of it, and I think that's what Joe probably picked up on. Is I probably wasn't as happy sitting at a desk as I was when I was out and about at shows and different events. We planned field days, and we had a Young Guns conference that we started. And I just really liked the event side of things. And that's kind of how it evolved. And it always kind of, came back to the national show scene, and now the junior national scene. But yeah, that's where I started, kind of at the photo end of things and writing press releases, and then a little time as editor of the magazine. But I think all that stuff worked together to prepare me for this job with the National Junior Hereford Association, and now managing the foundation. But I really do owe a lot to people like Craig Huffines that took a chance on me. When I think about these resumes that are coming across our desks now of these intern applicants and ambassador applicants and junior board, I mean, my resume doesn't have half the stuff that these kids are coming out of college with now. So it's pretty cool to think that, Craig Huffines, and, he took a chance on me coming from SDSU, and I just kind of went to work and figured out where I fit and what I enjoyed. And, it just kind of evolved from there. But Craig and Joe and now Jack, they've just kind of, helped me build my career, and kind of now I'm doing exactly what I want to do. So, and I really enjoy it.
That's awesome.
And Amy, we got a chance to talk, or not Amy, Lindsey, we got a chance to talk to John Boddicker today, and learned a lot about you inside the office there. Talk about evolution. You again were hired with the magazine and transitioned into so many more facets of the Maine-Anjou office and breed. John went into depth about your office cleanliness, and how he always would applaud your office cleanliness.
Clutter equals creativity. So
he said your common response was, "Don't worry about it, John."
I knew where everything was. If you asked me, I still do. It's still cluttered.
Yeah.
Yep. Here's one. I did like this quote by John here, and I'll just read it. To answer the question if she exceeded my expectations when I hired her, to be honest, I would say no, because I knew they would be very, very high. I knew they were going to be very high, and they have been. I've been totally impressed with how she handled herself in difficult situations and her ability to get her point across without causing ill will with anyone. She's fulfilled everything I thought she would, and I would hired her 1,000 times over again.
It's very nice of John. And he was again, kind of, it's sort of like a broken record, and Amy and I sort of followed the same trajectory there too, because I know my resume probably wasn't compared to what some of these kids are sending. And I do remember my interview with John, because my mom brought me to Kansas City because I was a little nervous to drive here, I think. I don't know. But I go downstairs and I interview with Kyla and Gina, at the time. And when I come back upstairs, my mom is sitting in John's office, and I'm like, no, this is not how this goes. This is not how this goes. But, John he is obviously one of my mentors, and I'm very thankful for him because I learned how to deal with situations probably mostly from him. So, and of course my parents were big role models too, but he took a chance and we've never looked back, mess and all.
Mess and all. Hey, so, we laugh on this show a lot, and Corey and I have visited about young people coming up in the business, and you always hear the stories of the kids that watch the Matt Scastas in the World clip, or they watch whoever. Yeah, I said Matt just because I visited with him a little bit ago. He's fresh on my mind. Or the Corey Thompsons, and how do I someday own a 605 Sires, or how do I do this? There's equally as many young women in this business who want to be a Lindsey Broek or an Amy Cowan. And just listening to you guys tonight, the role that you're in right now in terms of leadership of two breeds, you didn't go to the forefront of that when you got started. But what do you tell a kid that's in high school that has interest in breed associations? Neither one of you served on a junior board, I don't think. And you didn't come from that background. So what do you tell a kid today that says, I want to be like Amy Cowan, I want to be like Lindsey Broek? What's that path look like?
You want me to go first?
You can go first. Yeah.
Thank you. Gosh. Well, they definitely want to be like Amy Cowan. That is for sure. There are, like looking back now, there are so many opportunities for kids to get involved. These mini internships and just, different things at your college or even your high school. And I guess what I would tell people, and something that I wish that, it was told to me, but I didn't really listen, was probably like just to get involved, even if it's not a job, even, just go up to somebody. If you have a desire to work in shows or to be part of a junior board or something like this, you don't have to be an intern. You can find a way to talk to them and be like, hey, I just like to sit with you here at check-in, or I would like to, looks like you could use a little more help here. Could I jump in and kind of do that? And I know, for me, like volunteering is probably where I've learned the most. And that started when I first Maine-Anjou again in Hereford, the junior national in Kansas City, it was here. So it made sense for me to kind of be around. And I just asked Amy, I'm like, is there anything that I can help you with? And that did happen to be building this rock sculpture that maybe wasn't exactly what I had in mind at the time. But then that led into me kind of being there the rest of the week. And I got to see how they check in 1,000 head or how they do different contests. And that was not a paid gig. That was just, well, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to see what they're doing. And, maybe I can be of help. I can run and get this or do that. And then that was really my first time that I kind of thought about, hey, this is what I should be doing. Like maybe now I could go to the state fair and help. And so I guess that's what I would tell kids now is, you might apply for an internship and not get it because of whatever reason, but that doesn't mean that you still can't be involved. Keep trying, keep volunteering, keep talking to people. And, the other thing, I don't love to talk, but network and get to know people and, just that kind of stuff. It doesn't always have to be something that's structured or, it doesn't have to be like that, just find where you fit in. And even if you don't, try to see if you can help. And county fair, state fair, local shows, pig shows, sheep shows. There's a ton of different places that you can learn from.
Yeah, I think what's cool about our jobs is they're so multifaceted and so diverse. The first thing you think about is leadership because we're leading the junior boards and things like that. But so much event planning. I started at college. I managed our rodeo. I managed the Jackrabbit Stampede, and I was walking down Main Street of Brook, South Dakota, selling sponsorships. In college, and that probably taught me as much about what I do now, and that you wouldn't even think about at the time. So, just get involved in different stuff is a big thing. And, Lindsey and I were both ag journalism majors. Well, that's been a huge part because communications is huge in everything. Now we're not writing magazine articles, or I'm not, but I am writing a column every once in a while, but so much social media and just the communication part, just there's so much to that. But who would have thought the budgets I'd be managing now? I sure wish I would have paid a little more attention in accounting and maybe took some more business classes and things like that. Because you know what? I always thought I was, into the editing and the words and that kind of thing. Now I wish I, would have got some more experience with numbers and math and budgets as you, sit here and manage these budgets for junior nationals and raise money and do the fundraising part of things and working with boards. It's just so much about networking and working with different kinds of people. We've got so many groups in a month's time, different groups that we're working with. So, that's why now in college, I just can't stress enough getting involved in different things and working with different groups, because, just at junior nationals, I've got my foundation board, I've got my junior board, we've got our interns and ambassadors, we've got the staff that we work with, we've got the National Hereford Women, and we've got the donors, and, just all the volunteers, just coordinating the volunteers. So just being able to work with different types of people, and, communications is always, and, that'd be my biggest piece of advice is, do all you can do to help your communication skills out, but just get involved in different things, because these jobs are very multifaceted.
And just because somebody tells you no doesn't mean you can't keep trying too. I mean,
yeah, there's no doubt about that. Hey, what about, tell us a little bit of, there's been the myth and the legend about the she shed down there. Tell us a little bit about how that started, and what that's all about.
members only.
Did it not start during the COVID work from home? Is that what?
So the she shed. I don't even know.
It did definitely start. I think it got its start during COVID. Yes, because we were trying to both work from home in a 1500.
Got it started during COVID.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And then it started, there was a little bit I think it started before COVID actually, Amy, because the sun, we used to sit on our porch, but sometimes the sun was it was hot. And so we were thinking about, like, in the spring, we could go in there and kind of be away from the elements. And then it kind of morphed into the she shed.
Place to hang out.
Yeah. So in preparation for today, that's exactly what I did. I tried so hard to get some pictures of this elusive spot. To no avail. There is no photos of this place.
Members only.
Just so you know. None.
We
Members
probably
only. I did hear the common ground of the she shed, Corey, was it was a lot of fun. It's relaxed. So
It was what?
That's what
Brett,
I was hearing.
you've been to the she shed.
Well, yeah, but I didn't think that when I was the last time I was at the she shed, the cattle drive live was not even a
No, it's been a
twinkle.
few years.
Yeah, that
All right.
No, he didn't know he should be documenting
Yeah,
pictures.
so
of the she said. He did not know the
no,
secretness of
no,
it at the time.
no. But does that mean that I have a membership? Is that what I'm hearing here? Is that, or is that was that just a hall pass?
I think you got in like a visitor guest pass.
Guest pass.
Yeah.
Visitor guest pass. Okay, I'll go with that. That'd be good. That's okay. Hey, so coming like working forward, what can we expect new out of you two moving forward in the next year? I know there's got to be something. You've got something up your sleeve that you could kind of dangle in front of us and the world here, that this is what I've been working on This is what's fixing to happen. Be looking for this. Come on, you two are. What's give us something to look forward to between now and your two junior nationals. What do we got?
I don't know if we have a specific thing that we are working on at Maine-Anjou, but we do have kind of the golden ticket of what's going to help us get there. And that is the recent hire of Riley Barber, helping with the junior shows and kind of taking those to the next level. So I would say that Riley and I will probably have a few things up of our sleeves for something fun. You know, kickball was a big hit last year at the Junior National, and I believe that will be back. That wasn't our idea, but our friends at Show Circuit, I think they're going to help us do that again. So bigger, better, more fun.
Hey, that was awesome.
Oh.
Good job.
What do we have? We've got a new leadership conference coming up here the end of the month, March 23rd, 24th in Texas. It's called our Bold Leadership Conference, and it's for juniors that are 18 to 21 years of age. And we're excited. We picked 20 kids that applied that will come to that. It's going to be at GKB Ranch in Texas, and we are excited about that. That's just one of our new leadership events. And then, of course, we've got the Junior Nationals, lots of fun things coming with that. We've got a Bridging the Gap college and career fair networking opportunity for some of the older kids, and then our Faces of Leadership in the first part of August in Billings, Montana. We're excited about that. So lots of leadership things for sure, and dovetail that into Junior Nationals. We should have a pretty busy next 6 months.
You bet. We are looking forward to it. How many days are we? T minus how many days?
102.
102 days. Wow. It's coming quick. Entry deadlines for those deals, when are they?
Entry and ownership deadline for us will be May 2nd. So that's a Monday. And then late entry will be May 10th.
Yeah, and our early bird deadline is May 15th. We're a little bit later this year because our show's not till the 16th. So May 15th is early bird, and June 1st is the final entry and ownership deadline. And all of our stuff should be coming online the first part of April.
You bet. Where is Karen Loudon asked, where is Charlie?
Charlie is sleeping on the couch.
On the couch. Hey, so one more thing before we get moving out of here. You two have became quite the dynamic duo as of late with these showmanships. It is like you guys are like big time news to judge these showmanships, and as I hear recently from somebody, potentially a steer judge. I mean, is there some little story here going on, Lindsey, about a steer judge showmanship or something? I don't know. I just thought I would throw that out there from just industry leaders. We're talking about something, but what do we got going on with you two?
Amy is
changing the world with your livestock or with your showmanship skills. She's what?
Amy's ready to judge a steer show. She would love to.
Probably not, but
they were out there.
We did have fun in Brookings this week.
Yeah, they were in Brookings judging showmanship.
Judged the showmanship at the Jackrabbit Memorial.
Yep.
And we spend a lot of time on the other side of the ring, so it was fun. It's always fun to get in on that side of things and evaluate the showmanship skills and be part of that. And it was also cool to work with two of our interns from last summer, Lindsey's intern Ellie, and then our ambassador Murray Perkins. They ran the show there in Brookings and invited us to come judge the showmanship. So that's kind of a cool story to watch them run that show, and we had fun being a part of it. I don't know if we're ready for steer show to judge a steer show, but the showmanship's fun.
Showmanship is a nice time.
I bet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thanks
Gotcha.
for taking time for you guys.
Okay. Well, hey,
Yeah.
this is
Thanks for taking time out of you guys' busy schedules. I know you guys got a lot on your plate, and thanks for time for being on the Cattle Drive Live.
Cattle Drive Live. We enjoyed it.
Thanks for having us.
that's right.
Where are all the pictures we
Yeah,
sent
you
in?
betcha. Well,
guys?
stay here with us.
Hey,
What was that,
walk
Lindsay?
away like you're supposed to.
Oh, geez.
Supporting
Nice.
you right there.
It's all,
Hey, we
it's all for
did
the kids.
we did leave one on the table there, Linz.
I'm sure you did.
Yep.
Tweety, Tweety lives
Favorite.
on. Tweety lives on. Yeah.
Tweety. That is so
No,
great.
Sarah and I have come a long
Great.
ways. We've been friends since we're like 3 months apart, and I'm telling you, we've we started I started brushing my hair.
Hey,
So
where was that show at? Is that like
that was the Iowa State Fair
Oh, it
in
was.
the Annex, which is now the Bullpen.
oh really?
The Iowa Beef Expo. Yep.
Wow,
Yes.
cool.
Socks and sandals. They were cool then. They're cool now.
Right. That they are. Tweety
Alrighty.
Bird is still cool.
Tweety Bird is still cool.
That's right.
Make cartoons great again.
Well, hey, hang with us real quick, and we're going to wrap this thing up with segment 6 called Cattlemen's for Christ. And tonight I'm going to read James 1:5. It says, as any of you lack wisdom, you should ask, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. And I think that fits both of you two. Those of us that do lack wisdom, we do seem to find our way to Lindsey and Amy for advice and wisdom. And I would promise you, you two people never find fault in some of us. And I don't know how you do that sometimes, but that's what makes both of you who you are, is you find the best in everybody. You're welcoming, and thanks for what all you do, not only for Corey and I, but what you do for this industry and the youth and the next generation. We can't thank you enough.
Well, we love what we do. Thank you so much for having us. And it's because of people like you that we enjoy our job so much. I mean, it's just working with all these different people in a great industry that make it so good.
Yep. Surround yourself with good people, good things happen.
Gotcha.
I've been surrounded by you guys for a while, so I guess you're part of the good.
Right. I
Well,
gotcha.
we sure
Well,
enjoyed
hey,
it,
thanks for
guys.
being on. Corey, it's been fun. Lindsey and Amy, turn right.
Thank you very much.